Hey there, Mr. Landfill. Hey, CDB. I am back again here at the Silky place. Surprise, surprise. Hope you are all doing okay this morning. It's a pretty good morning here this morning. Here, the sun is up now. Doing good, CDB says. How are you doing there, Mr. Landfill? So far, so good. Yep. So far, so good. Little Silkies are out running around. So I was just going to kind of chat this morning and show the updates, the same ones I showed you guys already. So I'll wait. If someone else comes in, I'll show that, or later. Just what I've done in the daytime though, and my timeline. And then I got to get in here and clean a little bit. It is a mess in there. So I'm going to show just how easily I clean the quail trays and do all of that. And that only takes a few minutes. But so far, I'm going to come over here. We're going to fly through this hole. There we go. I might have to go make that rooster be quiet. Let's see. There we go. All right. So far, so good. I guess we can start off with chores. That's kind of what I got for this hour. So I guess we'll start off cleaning in the quail shack, and I'm going to make this rooster chill out. I'm locked in. And wonder if you're building a show on Google. I don't know. That's kind of creepy, though. I don't know if I like that thought. Thanks. Probably. Everything shows. There's no privacy no more. All right. I guess I'm putting myself out here on the internet, though, so talking about privacy is not really. Go. Not a whole lot today. I'm going to spend my hour here on YouTube, and then I got to get ready for work. I work all day today. Today's an extra long day, extra long shift, so I'll be there all day long. I'm going to make the rooster be quiet, though. Sometimes his crower gets stuck. Be right back. There's a bunch of you on here. Hard to see clearly, but looks like latest building. That's kind of creepy. Thank you. Thank you, CDB. I'm glad that exists. Oh. I don't think I like that thought at all. All right, I'm just gonna do some chores. So I'm gonna clean out my quail trays, which are real easy. I have them in the quail shack on the the quail cages there. And all I got to do is bring them out over here to the compost, and they get thrown in this first one where they'll break down and then move over to the second. So real nice, real easy. Only takes a minute. There are a lot of flies, especially this time of year. It's our monsoon season, so it's been rainy, so I need to get the fly traps up and going again. I have this one rancher style one down here though that's doing really good. It's pretty full. So these work out great. I know it looks like a mess over here, but these type traps work really well. They catch a lot of flies. Yeah, beautiful morning for chores. Yeah, it's a good morning to do chores for sure. Solo, get out of here. Go on. Out. And don't take the chickens with you. Go on. Out of here, bud. Solo wants to be part or supervised. There we go. It's a good morning for chores, though, for sure. And then I just scrape it all off. You guys get to watch me play with bird poo this morning, I guess. For a minute. And then I'll spray them off every so often, but they stay pretty good. And I'm gonna go ahead and dump all their food out too. Collect any eggs that are in here that are like broken and stuff that haven't been collected. And all their poops and things. I'll throw that in there too. And then these I'll spray out again every now and then. If you're in here, give me a thumbs up if you would. That definitely helps out. Love this time of the year in Michigan. Cool at night, warm during the day. Perfect balance. Yeah, it is a good time of year. So Michigan, though, would be cool to visit. All right. I'll bring everyone in the shed here when I'm filling up the trays and all. And then when I get into sweeping in here, I will put a mask on, but not right now. And one more. All of this quail poop, feed, and whatever junk. Try not to talk while I'm doing this so much, just that. I want to get it in my mouth. Come over there. So all this quail poop is extremely nitrogen rich and really good for the soil, but it is a hot compost. It does need to break down. So I will put all that in the first compost where it will mix with my plant material waste, which I'll have a lot of coming up here shortly. A lot of the plant material waste also gets mixed in with the chicken bedding, the pine shavings, and things like that. So it creates a good brown to green mixture. That's going to break down. I let mine go for 2 years. So it's going to spend the first year in this first compost pile, and then it gets turned and moved over to the second, and then out into the yard. And that makes a really good nitrogen rich soil I like to use with my beans and corn and all those other things. Hey, Tracy, good to see you. Looks like Oregon where you grew up. Is that Michigan? Yeah. So we're going to get this compost going. I still got to get in and sweep and do all that in here. But first, let me feed these quail because they're going nuts. So y'all come with me. And then I'm going to show my little actuator feed thing again. All right, there we go. So it is a mess in here. So y'all just get to see some of it. It's such a mess because I've been using it as a silky house, a chicken house as well, while I've been building this other one. So they're in here using the quail shack, right there, their hen house. Oops, I didn't empty that tray. Empty that one. Woo. Hope you're doing all right there, Tracy. Good morning. Oh, I got that on my hand. You're lovely. I dumped it all right across my hand. So I get doing things one-handed. So this morning I'm going to jump around a little bit. I have an extremely long work day, so I got to get some chores done with y'all live. And then chat for a few minutes. I'm going to utilize my hour on YouTube here today to do that. Cool. Now these cages, these are the Wynola Ranch quail cages. I do like them a lot. They have a lot of good things I like about them. They have one thing I really do not like, and that is the waters being in the back. It makes it very difficult for me to get to. But besides that, I love these. Let me go get a water jug. My mic will probably get fuzzy or cut out. Just a sec. There we go. I don't know if you guys all have flies where you're at too. It's from all the moisture here. Learn as you go. And this is part of the homestead. Let's dump some water in these back trays. These back trays every so often I'll clean out as well. I don't think they really need it right now though. I will need to get water for the other birds and cleaning, but we're going to do something else for a second. I'm going to show my thing here again. Y'all get to see it for another couple times probably before I'm finished. So the reason outside. The reason I wanted to talk about my silky thing today though is because it's the last day of the month and I put myself on somewhat of a timeline. So we'll see how we've done and what I think about that. First, okay, I'm not going to explain this whole thing again because I've done that too many times, and I'll do that again when it's all finished. I'm just going to kind of show what I've done a little bit on it, what I have left. So we'll talk about it timeline-wise, and then I'll show my feed go up and down again. So y'all can watch that, or you can not, I suppose. Hey, Palmetto, good to see you. Hope you're doing all right this morning. Thank you for joining. All right, so I have a couple things that, as far as timeline. I gave myself to the end of September to have the chicken run area, this part, finished, so I can drag up the house and get that done in October. I'm really trying to stay on timeline on this one. So today is the last day of the month, so obviously I have not finished completely. I do still have to put a board in here, metal mesh in there. This hole's where the house goes. I gotta put, let's see, I gotta put metal mesh in here. I need to build a door here for the side yard. And they need their little door back on in here. I also still need to finish up some metal grating along the top. And then, sorry, I'm spinning all around. And then come finish up with wood planking all the way across. So obviously I did not finish. I guess I didn't hit my goal. But the things I have to do are kind of little things, and they're things I can even do at night and stuff when I get off work. So that's all right. I'm not too worried about that. I also did take a side track, and so I got ahead in another area. So that's fine. I plan to get this done in kind of 3 parts: the chicken run, the chicken house, and then the automation, which includes the solar, feed, water, all that. So I did skip ahead a little bit and went ahead and got my chicken feed system so somewhat working and done. So that's okay. We took a side quest. And so as far as my timelines, I would say I'm probably right on time. I just am going to have to be diligent to get the other things done. Next week, next Monday, we're going to drag the chicken house up, which is on the other side of the yard. We'll drag that up on live stream, and we'll put it on this thing here. I think we're going to do that Monday. We'll see. It's also Sukkot, so I'm not working. I will be camping out here in my yard, in the sukkah and all that, and doing some things here. So I will come live some, but it's not my priority next week. So we'll see. We'll just share here and there as it goes. Okay, so we got a couple of y'all in here again. I think I'm going to show this again. You've probably all seen it, but let's make it work. Let me go turn the power on. Oh, actually, let me show you all how it works a little bit more this morning. Okay, so we'll go in the messy quail shack again. And it is a mess in here, so yes, I need to clean it up. So this timer I use to click on and off. That controls the time. I use them for everything, but we'll use the timer for the unit there, so I can have it go up and down in the morning and night. This here's an actuator, and what this is going to do is it flips the polarity. It can also change voltage, but I'm not doing that. I'm sticking with all 12 volt. But it will flip the polarity on the motor. These little servo motors or actuators if you reverse the polarity, it just goes the opposite direction. That's okay with it. So we have that all set up here to the 12 volt system right now. And then you can see the wire running there. That's not how this is going to be. When I get more to the automation side of it, that actuator, timers, all that will be on a panel that's actually on the Silky house here. So it'll be part of this solar system. But that's how it's going to go up and down for now. Sukkot is your favorite. Yes. Let's see what he says. Sukkot's my favorite too, but let's see what he had to say there. Sukkot is your favorite. Your family has gone from doing it on a sheet of plywood with a tarp above it to 12 years later, you have a cabin in the yard. Now that is awesome. That is cool. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So what we did was we spent the first year, so every year we spend building on the sukkah a little bit. It's eventually going to become a gazebo, basically, but we work on that. And so I'm going to show some of that. I don't want to make the focus on YouTube on that because it kind of detracts from it, but I think we'll probably show a little bit. So that's the goal. I got a text message. I was checking. Christ is King. He is. Amen. All right, cool. So with that said, we're going to watch this go up and down, and I'll explain why real quick. Do I have it turned on? I have it turned on. So I have live power on here right now. And the whole point of it going up and down, for anyone that doesn't know, is just to get it off the ground. I have some rodent problem here. I'm sure a lot of people do. This is my approach at it over here. And so I have their feed. I I have a bag of 25-pound grit in here to give it weight, and that's been sitting in there all day. And then the lid. It'll have food, but I don't want that in there right now. I did put these PVC bars. You can see that's so that the mice can't climb the chains. And I made sure on the bottom there's no platform or brace or anything that they can get on right up under it. Now, being off the ground, it's off the ground a little bit anyways. That might be enough to keep them from jumping up and burrowing in there. But I had that problem before. So this is going to raise it up another 10. God bless Brother in Christ. Yeah. Well, bless you. God bless you as well. Certainly, Christ is King. Okay, so let's do this. I'm going to make it go up and down again. Ta-da! And it does it slowly so it doesn't kill the chickens. So if I put the negative to the positive and the positive to the negative, it's going to go down. And so that'll happen in the morning, about 7 o'clock. And then probably about 7 in the evening, I'll have it go back up. The mice are really only out at night, you know, when the chickens and things aren't. Super exciting. It also has those chains around it to brace it, just so that way if it did break or fall or something happen, it's not going to fly off and kill my chickens. And then also to keep it angled right so that the little chutes are on here right. So the ground in here right now is just dirt. You'll see it's desert sand where we live. I'm going to put this up with play sand and garden soil and stuff like that. And so we'll build it up so it'll be a little bit closer to the ground. But let me grab a silky here so we can see height. Are you the lucky one? Who's the lucky one? Looks like you. Oh. Here's my lucky silky. I wonder if that's enough corner of the 2x4 for the chicken to perch on while it's raised. Which corner? Here? It wouldn't be down here. You mean up here? Maybe, if they got up. They might get on it. The chickens might get on it. I'm okay with that. I don't want the rodents on it, though. So we got all these. So when the ground will be a little bit higher, so that should be a perfect height, actually, to get up in there and eat their food. Now, they're not used to eating out of these, so it's going to take me a little bit to get them used to eating out of it. We'll see how that goes. Solo, what are you doing? Solo's being naughty. I still have chores to do, and I got to grab my mask, but big boy toys. So this chicken's going to get trapped in here now. Go on, Solo. Look, I made that door so it will stay by itself, but I did put a latch too. All the doors actually will close, kind of semi-close themselves. Chief Inspector Solo, yeah. When we walk over there, I'll show you our suka that we'll be working on. All right. Here you go, chicken. And then I can't get out this door from this side because it has the proper latches. If I get locked in here or someone locks me in here, oh no, I made the wife mad and she locked me in the chicken coop. By the way, if you haven't seen the short, I'm the one that locked her in last time. All right, so I just pull this and this opens the gate latch on this one. So that way I can get out. There we go. Come on, Solo. And then outside here, for the roof, I have this heavy-duty bird net material mesh that goes all the way up and around, and that is on these bars that come off, so I could take it down easily if I need to get access up there. Over here we have the spikes because it's a little lower, and this is where I need to finish. Let's go take a look at the suka before I finish cleaning and chores. After all, it's my ADD live, and I have half an hour left, so that's what we're going to do. If you haven't given a thumbs up yet, it'd be muchly appreciated. So it is leaning. It's leaning to the side for sure. It needs work. The plan this year was to redo the top of it and put in some better pulls on the top and all that. But it's a work in progress. Of course, it's supposed to be. And so every year put the sides on, and we try and do a little bit more work either on the deck. Scam likely. Let me get that. Just kidding. On the deck or something like that. Yeah, trap a builder inside the build. That's pretty funny. Try and trap me in there. I'm going to take something apart, right? Angle bracing on the corners, up top. Oh, are you saying here to do so? Like I've done kind of here, but up top. So we get really high winds here. One thing in New Mexico is pretty good about weather and natural disasters and stuff. We don't have a lot, but one thing we do get is sandstorms and really high winds. And so that's actually what's blown this to lean. Yeah, longer than those. I think so too. So this was, let me tell you what our plan is this year. And I don't know if I'm going to get to it all, but I might as well. Now's a good time to talk about that, I guess. And I have my mic, so I can come over, stand over here. I forget. So the plan this year was to finish the deck. First of all, it needs a couple more boards on the other end, and then sand it down. And this one's going to get weather shielded. So I don't do that on most of my other structures. I got splinter. Anyways, so I want to get that done. I wanted to put new beams in here, or fix these at least. And so by doing the supports, like you say, that should probably take care of that. So we'll do that. I also want to build on 3 sides of it here. I want to put a pole across about that height, and then you know, and then some wall down, like rails. That way that can kind of make semi walls, and then a little tabletop on top where we can dry things and stuff like that. On the back of it, I want to be able to hang things to dry too, and you know, when we're not using it as a suka. And then of course, when it is here shortly going to be used, we'll be putting the 3 sides on it and doing the roof up and all that. Yeah, I can hide that corner bracing inside the wall. Great idea. I'll have to pick your mind a little bit more when I get to that point here. I don't think all that's going to get done this year. That was the goal, but we're coming up on it really quick, and I don't want to stress myself out with that part of it. So the angle bracing I'll probably do. I don't know if I'm going to do the walls and all. We may. We'll see. I'm camping out here, so I will be out here camping. And so during the day, I'll be cooking and making things and all that good stuff too. And I build. That's fun for me. That's not work. I enjoy growing and building. That's where I like to commune a lot. So we'll be doing that. What was I doing? I got sidetracked on my ADD stream. Oh, I got to go get a mask. So I'm going to set y'all back over here. I'm going to go get a N95 real quick. Okay, I will be right back. Let me go inside, grab a mask. All right, so the chicken house itself, I'm really excited to bring up. It has a lot of automation and glitz and glam. It has 2 actuators on windows. It has 3 fans, a bunch of different lights, and other cool things. That'll be fun. You love building too. You just do it for profit sometimes, so you don't do it on Shabbat. Yeah, that makes sense. So like I tell my wife, I'm like, it's anything you do that because I'm not participating in the economy there and all. And so anything you do that you would normally do for work and stuff, I think that's what counts. I don't build for profit, and a lot of the homesteading's really not for profit right now. So I won't do certain things that I like how Bear Independent says it. He says anything that makes me go, ugh, I'm not going to do. So I agree with that pretty much. I think that's a good way to put it. All right, so now is the real fun part. And I am going to put an N95 mask on for this because we do have, because I can't keep this closed up because the silkies are using it as a house. That means the mice have become a problem. They've pretty much moved in here. And New Mexico was the place where they had the recent hantavirus stuff anyways. So I want to make sure that I'm not exposing myself to any of that. So definitely is a proper time for a mask here. You just started, oh wow, a consulting company too. So you guess now you can give advice. Is my phone screen going weird? It looks like it's being weird to me. Trying to focus or something. I just started a consulting company too. So you guess now you can give advice about, there you go. You can't give advice, no advice. Can you hear me through the mask? A consulting company though, that's cool. All right, where'd my broom go? What is it you're consulting or you do? If you don't mind me asking, you don't have to answer that. There's questions I don't answer. But pretty neat. All right. There's a bunch of chicken poo in here. I'll be excited to have this back as a quail shack. Sounds good? Awesome. Yeah, it's been a pain because I keep the back door open back there so they can get out and get sun and yard, but they can also, get inside out of the elements. So I keep this door open, and I go home from work real late, so I don't come out here and close it. I should probably, but by that time it's already, the little mouses have already been in here. I could put an automatic door on here, but I don't want to use this for a chicken coop. I want this to be my quail shack, so I don't really want to do that. This is the result of getting animals before you have the infrastructure finished that you want for them. Now I have infrastructure, don't get me wrong, so it's not wrong having them. I can take care of them. I just want to put them in the, look at my ears look funny. I just want to put them in, what I want. Okay, let's see. Where's my dustpan? I think it's back here. Usually is. Nope. Did Casey take it? That's a possibility too. Let me look around for the dustpan. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Found it. Let's see. Gotta be mindful of the time I do. So I complain about my job a lot. I don't really on here because I don't talk about it a whole lot. But one thing it does allow me is majority of the Sabbaths I get off, and then I have off this honeysuckle coat. So there are some things I can do. It's a blessing. All right, there we go. I just go throw that right into the compost. There's 6 of y'all in here. Awesome. Yeah, look at my goofy face with this mask on. Oh, so this is the super interesting stream. Here, you can come look inside my clothes shack. I'll put you over here. And look at this mess. That doesn't go into the compost. I should probably be wearing goggles too, but that's all right. Let's see. So today is Tuesday, end of the month. It's going to start getting cold here, cooling down a lot. I know the plants have, another month at best. Some of them longer. Some of them, like garlic, I need to start planting here right now. So I'll be growing garlic again. We have a lot of it still. Hopefully that gets us through the winter. I'm sure we'll run out come season. So the garlic we harvest in April or May. I'm going to get some onions in too. And then what else? What do you guys do for winter plants, winter garden? So we have done wheat, but we're not going to do that this year. We're going to do the garlic, the onions. I'm going to bring my peppers inside this year into the greenhouse. So hopefully next year we'll have a head start on those. These pepper plants aren't annuals. They will regrow. I hate these masks, I really do. They drive me nuts. But this is definitely the time I should be using one. There we go. Hey, what's this? Hey, you didn't have to do that, CDB. Thank you very much, though. Very much appreciated. That's cool. We got a super chat. I just appreciate you guys being here. It really helps out. It does. My goal right now on YouTube is for the watch hours. That's my temporary goal. I have other goals, bigger goals, but that's the temporary one right now. Thank you very much. All right. Back here where the chickens like to nest. I have a lot of insulation and stuff. It doesn't look very pretty in here. I need to clean it up for sure. But that's more of a winter project, and I really needed to get the silkies out of here to be able to do any of that. So the silkies have been in here for too long. You notice that other rooster got quiet. He's being respectful of my live stream. Anytime you have desk work to do, I have some brothers live stream or videos going on. Oh, you rock. Yeah, that's cool. I try and do that too. I can't do it while I'm working and stuff, but while I'm here, I'll try and play them in the background. Although I do notice the more I do YouTube, the less I spend on other people's channels, unfortunately. I try not to, but I mean, I try to be on their things too, but whereas normally, you know, like now, my free time, I'd be playing someone's else's stream, but I'm streaming. Here we go, almost done here. And then we got a couple quail waters we got to fill up. And it looks like we're doing great on time. I should finish all these chores over here I'm doing up in this hour. There we go. We're going to get the chickens some more feed and all that. Yeah, I like the lives too. So I didn't, when I first started YouTube, I was pretty against the lives. Mostly because my goal was to give information to people in the traditional format. So, one sec. You know, I wanted to teach more or less, but in the traditional format. And so by showing people how I do things or my way, and maybe that my goal is that I'll help someone else. Here, let me back up a little bit. So before I started my YouTube thing, I was getting frustrated because I'm a pretty simple guy. A lot of stuff goes over my head. And with starting off homesteading, going from being a city boy and still in the city and not really understanding a lot of this stuff to trying to go into that world is difficult, especially when you don't have friends or people around you that are doing any of that. And it was kind of hard to find things from that perspective, although now I've found a lot. But at the time, it was kind of hard. And so I decided, well, I'm just going to start a channel and I'll show how I do things, and maybe that'll click for someone. And that was the goal. And so the traditional format of making videos and being able to edit them and get your points across with bullets and things like that made a lot of sense. However, people don't necessarily learn that way anymore. I think that's changed some. People learn by watching you in the live, by chatting. They can ask questions and stuff. So, well, more like a student in person, I guess, is kind of what the lives are like when you're doing it for that reason. So I like those two. Now, of course, right now I'm chatting. I'm just building community and doing some IRL streaming. So it's a little bit different, but I like the lives. I do. I like the interaction. Okay, so we'll leave this here for a minute. We got to get the silkies. They're more water and food. So we'll come throw those down here. I keep lots of bottled water on hand, so you'll see me using old milk things and stuff like that a lot. I'll show you in a minute here. There we go. So I really like using these containers. One, they're free and I can reuse them. And then I just throw them before they really break down. But also I store lots of water in them, and you want to try and rotate that. That way, even like if the water went off right now and I didn't have water coming out my drain, my stuff, yes, I'd be in trouble because yes, our homestead is in the city and it's urban. It's very reliant on water. So I'd be in trouble, but we could go for a little while. I have, water on hand for us. Also prep and store water for the animals. So I think right now we're at about 5 days, like maybe 3, because I've used a bunch, but water on hand for all the animals. Well, and these are my button quail. So the button quail I need to give a little bit of food and water to. And they got a little bit, but they're getting kind of low. So we'll go fill that up real quick. I gotta go get another water bottle or another water jug. I will be right back. Where did I set that food? Oh, there we go. My mic might cut out again here. There we go. Your parakeet's changing the channel. Solo will do that. My dog likes to knock my phone out of my hands when I'm sitting there. Like if I'm in the restroom or something, I'm gonna make that chicken be quiet again. So once I get the silkies out of here, they're fairly aggressive, but not too aggressive. But once I get the silkies out of here, before I clean this all up to use it as a quail shack again, I'm going to leave it open, and I'm going to open up that back door there, and I'm going to allow the bigger chickens to roam in here for a day or two, and they will catch anything that's been in here. Let's see, how are we on time? I got about 12 minutes. Awesome. He's a real ladies' man. Is that the rooster? Or your parakeet? There we go. Where'd my water go? Okay, so chores here. Ooh, I left some stuff. That's right. Chores in the quail shack are pretty easy. Dump those trays. I sweep it out, fill up their waters. And as long as I'm not doing a deep cleaning and doing webs and things, that's about it. So this one's not hard to do. I do still need to do the other quail cage over here, and then that will be the quails and the silkies. They will be all right. Oh, okay. Your wife said job interview. Yeah, to child. Yep. Well, that's why it's an ADD for me. So you're joining in right there. You're right along with today's theme. It's not really ADD. That's what I call it, but well, it's multitasking for men. For me. When I'm bouncing all over the place. Mine's ADD because I just bounce all over the place. But get out of the way, bird. He's trying to get the trash. Don't do that. There's a trash bag over here. So the area back here was used just to throw trash by the previous people and stuff, just a lot of it. So I dig that out of the soil. So that's why I'm digging down so deep when I'm building this and replacing some of the soil. We got about 10 minutes left. Let's see. This one's done. I'm going to go ahead and close this up. And I'm not using this feed right now, so I'm going to go at the feed lift over there. This isn't going to be here anyways. So we're going to go ahead and pull that off so we don't need live power. And we'll close that up. They can still get through that back door over here. So I just leave this open. That way they can go in and out until I'm ready to go soon here. So that's all done. I do need to do this silky cage now. So we'll get over here. I need to get in here and clean on this side, but we'll do that later. I don't have the time right now. Move things around and play the shuffle. Doing these live streams is definitely easier when the family's not here. I love them being here, and I love it when they hop on. That's really cool. But I know what you mean by the going back and forth between the kids and doing things. There we go. And it looks like they need water as well. So there's 3 of these in here, and they need to be cleaned out. So I'm just going to give them some water for now. And then when I'm off stream before I go to work, I'll come back and spray one of these out, clean it real good. But let's just get them water because they need that. If you let quail go very long at all without water, they will get very aggressive. They will find water from a source, even if that be their neighbor's body. So you don't want to let the quail run out of water. Okay, now these other ones, let's see what is held for review. You really put a lot of thought into your projects. Why did it hide that? Was it how it's spelled? Or I don't know. That's weird. Okay, cool. So those chores are done. These birds got to put up. I've done my watering out here already. I did that off stream. Got that done. Look at this zucchini plant, man. The thing is going nuts. These plants over here, it feels like Jurassic Park. And this is just in the soil, the sand. These I thought were going to die. I threw them over here thinking they were going to die. And they've done really well. What's this say? Oh, yeah, no 2 days are the same. These chickens are hiding. I need to fill their feed. I need to come in here and sweep up and clean, but they've destroyed all the plant material I put in there, and that's why it looks like that. But they have water. I came in and did that right away. And I got to collect their eggs and stuff, but you guys doing all right? They're going to go hide under there. That's their favorite place to be. It's under that house. Why is it wet over there? Oh, from the rain. Okay, it's dripping. I see. Just going to check and make sure everything's good. No problems. No one's in distress. On these days that I go to work all day long, real early, and I'm there all day long, I don't get a lot of time to care for the birds, obviously, and the animals and plants and things. So I want to make sure everything is set before I go. There's not going to be any problems. There's trash. That's because it's extremely windy, and we're in an urban area. So I do come about every day and pick up trash. Yay. I got to pull these legs in. Those are the Jerusalem artichokes, the sunchokes. Those things are awesome. These plants hardly take care of. They come back every year. They're pretty invasive, I guess, but they give you good food. You don't have to do any work, really. I highly suggest, this is one of the 5 plants that I suggest everyone has on their property. You got to learn how to cook them right, and we don't use them a whole lot, but so there's a lot of plants and things I have that we don't necessarily use a lot, but if we had to, it's going to provide a lot. There we go. Got these legs closed up. See, this is my wife's chaos area. Everything looks all right. Birds are getting into things. I got to come climb under here. Whoa. Who is this? Something's dead here or dying. Oh, it just got cut. It's dying. I see. I need to trim, and then I need to get some baking soda and water and sugar and come spray the plants down, kill the aphids. Because there are some aphids going. I think I'm going to come over here because I'm about to get off. We got a little under 4 minutes. Let's see, is there anything? We got 3 people in here right now. Anything you guys would like to see or talk about before I hop off? Any questions you have, anything like that? I do want to mention here, if you're watching in replay and you made it this far, you made it to the end, congratulations. you rock, and go ahead and leave a comment down below and a thumbs up. I don't need your negative energy, so make sure that thumb is pointing up. But let's go over here, and I do want to do this real quick before I get off. So I'm sure everyone in here, I think, has seen the chicken house already. Maybe if you're watching a replay, you hadn't. I'm just going to kind of show it. This is the silky house that's going to go up top. The nesting box is in the shed, but that goes on the side, and then it'll have wheels on it, under it, that will move it. So it's meant to be movable. It's got that same automatic door there. It's got a little plexiglass window on this side. These are doors on actuators that open up for ventilation and all that. And it's got these windows I can open. We're just going to do a quick show here. I love this thing. Anyways, I'll come to that in a sec. The big one opens up, has all the electrical components and things will be in there. It's a kind of small little house. They can get into their nesting boxes, and then out that door. In the back there, you can see the fans. And there's a third one. There's actually a shelf and lights and things up here. I don't know. And then another feature I like on this is it has this pull-out tray on the bottom. So when I want to clean it, I can pull that out, and this has the dog crate tray on it. So that'll come out, and then I can take this whole drawer out. The whole thing comes out, and I can just push a broom through to clean it. So let me just show you here real quick. You see some of my mess. So back here is this door on the back that opens up, and that's just a pass through. That's the back of that box. So everything can be cleaned up that way. Cool, so there's that. I'm gonna try and make it to exactly an hour. So you guys will bear with me for a minute and a half more. Let's see, I do plan on going live, same time tomorrow, 9 o'clock. Hopefully I'll have something a little more interesting. Maybe we'll do some cooking or something like that. We'll see. On Thursday, I am gonna do a ruck, and that ruck is gonna be down near the ranching community down here. I'm gonna go walking past the vineyards and some of the horse stables and things like that is where I'll be rucking. So if you join me Thursday, that stream will be a little bit earlier. That one will be at 8 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, or whatever time you're at. It will be different. Let's see. I got a yabber here for 45 more seconds. We'll make that exact hour. Anyone have anything they want to say? I hope you guys have a good day. I always like to remind everyone that no matter what you do today, no matter how big, no matter how small, or how much you got on your plate, go at it with purpose. Don't let it just flow by you. Make sure there's some purpose in there. You know, do the things. That's what I like to say. Do the things that need to be done. Those are the things you got to do. Yep. Appreciate you guys for being here very much. Y'all rock. And hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow. If not, I hope I see everyone Thursday. That live stream should be a lot of fun. So you guys all have a good day. Go out there and do the things. Bye.